check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for.
All right, what's going on? We back. Goodfellow Sports TV in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Share the videos. And Tyson Fury is going to fight Otto, Wallin. I think he's a Swedish fighter. Kind of like Tom Swartz over again, southpaw. I'm not sure it's Tom Swartz or southpaw. I couldn't care to remember. Terrible resume. But Fury is going to be fighting him September 14th. First reported was the MGM Garden Grand. Now they fighting in the T-Mobile Arena. So let's talk about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And pretty much Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz in general, Premier Boxing Champions, aka Al Heyman in general, they control Tyson Fury indirectly. Remember kind of we talked about how, you know, Oscar De La Hoya was kind of like the unofficial or indirect promoter of Triple G when he was begging for the Canelo fight, and he, you know, Oscar De La Hoya said, if you fight Billy Joe Saunders to make it undisputed, you won't get a Canelo fight. And Triple G, he listened to Oscar De La Hoya. He didn't fight for undisputed versus Billy Joe Saunders, and then he was one of the more active title holders in our game. And Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo turned him into a 3 or 4 fight guy a year, and it turned him into a 1 or 2 fight guy a year. Oscar De La Hoya did that with Canelo, him begging and waiting on Canelo, but that's here nor there. You know, pretty much, you know, Wilder and Ruiz right now while they hold the titles, and really Wilder, Top Rank can't cash in on their investment without Wilder. Why do I say this? Why did I make the beginning of the video about the Premier Boxing Champions and Wilder and Ruiz? It's because that's the reason why Tyson Fury got fighting a guy like Wallin. He could have fought Oscar Rivas before. Oscar Rivas was too dangerous because he can punch. He could have fought him instead of Tom Swartz. Obviously, Rivas ended up fighting Dillian White. We know what happened in that situation. You know, I don't feel like talking about it. Don't really care. Dillian White is nothing in boxing to me. Okay, people say, oh, he passed the VADA test and failed the UCAD test, right? We're gonna talk about that for a second, right? Then, you know, use y'all fucking brains. All right, I've been saying this for a long fucking time. VADA drug testing is corrupt. Y'all don't want to believe it. They don't necessarily always do the test. Ask them who did the test. Now, in this case, it's an international fight. VADA might have did the test, but they hired third-party, like companies like Concentra or wherever you live at. They hired third-party companies to do the testing. VADA does not necessarily do the test. They say they passed VADA test, and you ask VADA, did you do the test? And they say no, it's a third-party company. You know, everybody want to say, oh, he was clean, the UCAT. No, don't look at it from that perspective. You feel me? Look at it from the perspective of, why didn't VADA drug test pick up on the substance that he had multiple substances in his body, they say, allegedly. Why didn't the VADA drug test pick it up? You know? Everybody want to look at and when it's convenient for them, and when it comes to a pro Eddie Hearn guy, a pro UK guy, or even in America, American boxers and media, they will submit to somebody that's not of this country. Pacquiao, Dillian White, Fury. But when it comes to one of the boxers from America, and majority of them is either, you know, defected from Cuba, come from the Dominican Republic, or black, just to be key, it's always a negative story. It's always negative. Remember that. It's always negative. It's not innocent until proven guilty. Nah, nigga, you guilty until you proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you from anywhere else, like AJ, when he quit, ain't nobody indict him on quitting. Everybody, Clarissa Shields, and I like the Queen. You know, Jay, all these oh, you know, they uplifting him. You feel me? With Keith Thurman, everybody had a knife in his back. That's why I say, man, I ain't with the pro-black shit in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fake. It's subjective who you like regardless. There's favorites inside of Premier Boxing Champions, and there's favorites inside boxing due to your geographical, whatever the fuck, your geography, wherever the fuck you located at. But back on Fury, right? Another UCAD victim. But back on Fury. The reason I brought up the whole before I got to Dillian White thing, the reason I brought up the Wilder thing is because they trying to not fuck up a Wilder fight. They don't want to fight punchers. You feel me? They don't want to fight anybody that can beat Tyson Fury. They want to bubble wrap and, you know, extra fragile the package. Nobody that can beat him. But once again, why didn't you get an American opponent? Charles Martin, Trevor Bryan, he with Don King. That's going to be hard to make. But once again, they bringing Euro bum bashes. They're bringing Euro bums or wherever they getting these guys from. They're bringing these bums to the United States like people care. And on top of that, they putting that fight Mexican Independence Day Independence Day weekend, September 14th. They should have went to go, do some other things. But hey, they just protecting Tyson Fury from Deontay Wilder. For Deontay Wilder. They don't want him to mess up the bag. And for Deontay Wilder, you gotta know what position you in. You in a position of power right now, outside of Andy Ruiz. Because even with Andy Ruiz fighting Tyson Fury, that ain't gonna do no numbers. Not in America. They can't make that pay-per-view and it go crazy. The Mexican people get behind Ruiz, but it won't do what they supposed to do. Even the Wilder and Ruiz won't do what Fury supposed to do. Fury had controversy. You know what I'm saying? It was controversy. You already seen the first one. That's why I wouldn't put it past them, like Ellerby said yesterday, if they do the rematch with Pacquiao and Thurman. The rematch will probably damn near double up the pay-per-view buys they did the first time. It'll probably double up, to be real. So it already got a built-in history, Fury and Wilder. So it'll be tough. Now they have to build Ruiz up. In either case, they would have to build Andy Ruiz up. In either case, they would have to build that kid up a little bit more. If Arreola was to win this past weekend, it'll make a ton of sense. This weekend, it'll make a ton of sense to do the Arreola fight. It just makes sense. But they can't mess up the package. They can't smash this fragile package because it's only one of a kind. And then how does Bob Arum explain? Well, I messed up. We guaranteed him all this money. I messed up. Now you paying him whatever you paying him, $10 million to fight. I know on the commission paper it said 1.5 is the reason for that. I'm not here to educate about the finances of boxing right now, but it's a reason why. It's a reason why. They paid him. They believe he can beat Wilder. They can get in on that pay-per-view. They believe that pay-per-view can be a trilogy, and they're able to get that return fighting Wilder. Not Joshua Ruiz. That return, the money they paid them, they feel like they can get a return investment through the Wilder fight. So if he beat Wilder, lose to Wilder, beat Wilder, and the pay-per-view do good, they feel like financially they made amends. They won. But if I'm Wilder, I ain't trying to fight him right now. Period. I'm not fighting him. Why am I not fighting him? Because I'm not giving him the power. I'll make him go be the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? If I can get the Ruiz fight, if he beat Joshua, I know we're not going to get Joshua, then no. If I can't get Ruiz and he lose to Joshua or whatever may happen, then I'll fight Tyson Fury. But really, if Ruiz win and they can make the Ruiz and Wilder fight, I'll make Fury wait another year or two if I wanted to. Because Top Rank got to answer to ESPN on that. Like, what's going on? Why this fight ain't happening? Why we giving Fury all this money to fight nobodies and the gate ain't getting no return? The subscriptions ain't getting no return. The viewership's sucking. I say subscriptions, I mean ESPN Plus. So it is what it is. I looked at a little bit of Otto. Probably want to go Mr. Boxing today. You know more about him than I do. He don't look that good. You know what I'm saying? The resume is piss poor. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business questions, inquiries, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love and support. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Help Blaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellas Unboxing gets 18% off the 100% all natural products. Lotion soaps, foot soaps, bath bomb, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much more. Website, promo code description. One time for the one time. Y'all know the business is. We go.